So to advertise a post, you would need to log into your eRecruit profile, the governing body's eRecruit profile. You would then need to make sure that you go to the specific year in which you're going to advertise the post. And by now you're all familiar with the SGB button over there. And you will now see that there's a new item, posts. You click on that. What you see in front of you is, or would be, the vacant posts on your staff establishment for your specific school. Now, principals, while you see that there are a number of posts here, please keep in mind that you will not necessarily advertise all of these posts. Let's, for instance, look at these two educator posts over here. You will probably know that one of those posts are in the process of being converted, one of those educators. The other one, you might be in the process of completing the documentation and you're about to send it into head office. We are quite excited to be able to tell you that soon you will even be able to upload your conversion documents directly on eRecruit as well. Then you see another position here, departmental head. We'll talk about that just a little bit later. But the fact remains that there might be positions at your school that will soon become vacant and therefore will not appear on the screen. But as a school, you want to be proactive and you want to advertise that position in the next vacancy list. You can do so by clicking on this button over here that says Request New Advert. When you click there, you would need to indicate how is this position going to become vacant, for what reason. And let's say that in this case, it's going to be a pending retirement. This person might retire at the end of the first term, and therefore you want to advertise this post in the first vacancy list already. Now you need to indicate the rank of the post, and let's say it's going to be a deputy principal post, and you click on Save. Now you will note that this deputy principal post now appears on your list of vacant positions, and you're now ready to advertise this post. So the following would be generic steps for you to follow to advertise a post for your school. You click on the green pen, and now you will see the key result areas on your screen. You will have to declare that you've read through those. Click in the box, save it. And now it will take you to the formal qualifications and inherent requirements of the post. Remember, we are working with a deputy principal post. So you will notice that there are certain essential items marked here, and then also some recommendations in terms of qualifications specifically. Where work experience is concerned, you will see, as applicable to a deputy principal, 5 years teaching experience. Again, you would have to declare that you have read through it. You save it. And now you are able to, once you've gone through the generic job description, as Ms. Maki referred to earlier on, for every post that you're going to advertise, you're now able to identify or make known the specific requirements for your school in terms of this post. So we take it from the top, and you'll see there are the key areas that you indicate. There's a legend that guides you in terms of that. And we're going to, in this example, use the medium of instruction as being both English and Afrikaans. So it's a dual medium school. And you might want your candidates to indicate what their extra curricular activities are that they offer. Right, so then you go to the phase. You will note that there's a drop-down menu. I'm going to quickly just guide you through the options that you have depending on the school, the type of school. So for foundation phase, you will see that the system automatically populates the required subjects taught by all foundation phase educators. When it comes to intermediate phase, you will see another drop-down menu appearing because now you need to indicate the specific subjects that this teacher would need to teach in intermediate phase. The same would go for senior phase. Again, a drop-down menu appears with different subjects as they um, um, adhere to the senior phase specifically. And then specific notice around the intermediate and or senior phase. This is typically where schools would have in the past advertised InterSend posts. It simply means that you now have the ability to advertise a post where the applicant will teach in the phase and the subjects that they are suitably qualified for, yet they will manage both the intermediate and senior phases. So if you click on that drop-down menu, you're able to indicate the subjects there. So in our example, we're going to say that this deputy principal is for the InterSend phase and would need to teach, let's say, natural science and technology. As you've seen now, when I clicked on the add button, the subjects appear next to grade and major subjects. You're able to remove that. You can add more subjects, so you're able to edit it. Let's say creative arts, for example. You click on add, and there it appears under your list of subjects. Now, there might be additional requirements that you have of this person. So they need to be able to include technology in the classroom in terms of their lessons, and additional duties might be that this person also needs to coach the soccer team. Additional remarks may be such things as let's say this is a rural school and a rural travel allowance is applicable. So that's something that you want to bring to the attention of applicants, and you are ready to capture your advert. Note that a pop-up will appear to confirm that you have successfully added this post. So back to posts again. You might ask, what is this going to look like now once the vacancy list is closed? We've created an example here for you of a departmental head position. You will notice that now there's a number there. So we know that the vacancy list for that specific post has closed. So I just quickly want to show you what we've indicated in this example. Again, the language of learning and teaching, extracurricular subjects. We've said here that the person is going to teach intermediate and senior phase subjects, maths and English. We've added additional requirements, and we've also indicated additional remarks there. So I'm going to now just ask you to allow me to swap screens for the moment, and I'm going to go and apply for this position so that you can see from an applicant point of view what candidates will see when they apply for positions at your school. So I go to the year in which I'm applying for the post. Right, there's the HOD post or the departmental head position that we created for that school. As an applicant, I now want to see what this position is all about. I get the job overview as per the PAM document. I see that this is an intermediate and senior phase position, grade 4 to 7. I see the formal requirements and qualifications that I need to have for this position. I can see what is essential. I can see what is recommended. I can also see the additional duties at this stage. So now I want to apply for the position, but I am forced to read through the key result areas of this post so that I'm well aware of what I'm applying for. And I would have to indicate that I have read it and I'm aware of the content, save it. And now I'm able to apply for this position. I'm sure I want to apply for it. Right, and there's a summary again. So before you can apply for this position, of course, my CV needs to be updated. And I need to sign a declaration. Let me quickly do that. Right. And now I can apply for the post. Okay. It is unfortunately so that my details are not completely updated, but I think you get the idea in terms of how the applicant will view your post, in terms of the requirements that are now upfront and very clear to them in terms of how they need to, or the requirements that they need to meet before they can apply for your position. Ms. Moki, thank you very much. That concludes the demonstration.
Thank you, Ms. Marburg. Colleagues, before we move into the Q&A session, you may post your questions on the chat, and we will deal with the questions once we've wrapped up the presentation. We also like to ask that you complete the attendance register that's been posted. So I thought I'll just recap in terms of the demonstration done by Ms. Marburg. So firstly, just a reminder that this is what the old adverts look like in the vacancy list that we publish. This is the new format of your advert that you will be capturing and publishing within vacancy list 1 of 2022. Apologies. And this is what the applicant will see when applying for a post. So you will see that Ms. Myberg touched on the KRAs that the applicant needs to click on, read, confirm that they've read it, save it before they're allowed to apply for the post. So that KRAs will be indicated in 3 languages, all 3 languages, English, Afrikaans, and isiXhosa. And also, if the applicant views the actual advert before they apply, they can see the school-specific needs that the school is indicated on the advert in terms of what they specifically require at the school. So then just in short, the system is live. We went live on the 1st of November 2021. So you can immediately start capturing your adverts in the vacancy list for publication next year. You will use your same user profile or password that you're currently using in order to access the applications on eRecruit. All your vacant posts will be listed on the school's profile as indicated by Ms. Myberg. The closing date for the capturing of adverts was reduced to 1 date. So remember previously there was a closing date for schools to capture and a closing date for circuit managers to capture. Now there's only 1 date to allow you to capture. The system will automatically close for the capturing of adverts at midnight on the day of the closing date. And it's important to note that recruitment and selection will not be able to capture any adverts after the closing date. I have indicated that the KRAs will be made available in all 3 languages. And then at the bottom of the slide is the details of the recruitment and selection help desk. So if you're struggling at any point while capturing your adverts, that's the telephone numbers you can contact for support. Alternatively, you can email us at recruitment.institution@westerncape.gov.za, or you can make direct contact with the HR practitioner responsible for your school and district. What we'd also like to request is while you're navigating the system, you can send us any input or feedback that we can look at in order to enhance the system or the functionality further. And that information can also be sent to recruitment.institution@westerncape.gov.za. So if you haven't seen it yet, the rosters for 2022 was published earlier today. So I thought I'll also just include this in the presentation to give you an idea of what the dates look like. I've circulated the closing dates for the capturing of your adverts. Please ensure compliance with the rosters. As you know, we are not able to assist you with the capturing of adverts afterwards.